Europeans lay down to Hitler, it was the end of the world. People didn't listen, and we beat them. And we're going to beat the Stalins and the Hitlers and the Maos of the 21st century. We're going to beat them together, or we're going to die trying. Okay, I got to get settled down here. What am I so excited about? 5 days ago, we posted major hacking sites reporting that have always been credible in the past. A lot of these are, top computer people making $500,000 a year that are doing this. I don't know who did it, but I know some of the groups. And let me tell you, these are hardcore people. And let me tell you something. Exposing fraud, the cops won't do it. The FBI, MI5 won't do it. The people are forced to do it. And it is so beautiful. They hacked them. It's an AP, Reuters, you name it. All the internal emails with the UN and their major universities pushing the lie that carbon dioxide's a deadly poison and the Earth's going to flood and that polar bears can't swim and all this stuff. And it all came out that it was internally, they knew it was a fraud and were lying and faking the data. And everybody kept going, well, this data shows it's getting colder. It was getting hotter. We go in a natural cycle. And look at Mars. Its ice caps were getting smaller the last 40 years. And suddenly they're getting bigger again. And the whole solar system is getting cold again because the sun cooled off and is not putting off any major coronal ejections. The sun flares, them as sunspots. They look like a spot through the telescope. Anybody that's taken astronomy knows about this. And I have all these climatologists on who lose their jobs, get fired, lose their research funding. And they're just telling the truth. It's in here how to get people fired, how to make them lose their funding, how to get their institutions shut down, how to stop their papers from getting published. It's all in here, caught red-handed, you little bastards. Excuse me, I'm not going to talk like that anymore. It's because that's mean to women. There's nothing wrong with people that didn't have a daddy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They're far worse than that. I mean, there's nothing. No, I'm serious. Cockroaches. Cockroaches serve a purpose. It's not fair to call these people cockroaches. Lying, larcenous, manipulative control freaks that want to seize our entire society through scientific fraud. That's what they are. That's what you are. A bunch of lying vipers, and I'm calling you out, and the people of the world are calling you out, and we are exposing you. So there's the AP, and there's a lot of other exciting news. The bad news is they passed it out of committee, and it's going to the full floor for debate of the Senate, and it looks like they're going to pass the government grabbing of health care. But we can reverse that later and still try to beat it in the next month. As bad as that is, it's nothing compared to a world government taxing mechanism. Now, you read the Club of Rome. You read the UN documents. You read the State Department documents that I've made films about and written books about and we post on my websites. But that isn't as good as having Al Gore, Gordon Brown, and all these other people. Kevin, how are you saying you pronounce President Rompuy? This guy's a high-level Bilderberg Group member, now openly in the legislature, the European Union Congress, Parliament. They are openly calling him out as a New World Order stooge. And so now they're suddenly announcing everything in plain view, kind of like it's hidden in plain view, like it's no big deal. Now, this is the BBC. This clip's up on Infowars.com and PresentPlanet.com. And Von Rompuy, they're translating for him. But you can go to the official UN website, official EU website. Related article, Bilderberg appointee Von Rompuy is first EU president of the expanded new all-powerful EU over their people. Their governments have no power. New EU President Rompuy announces 2009 as first year of global governance. Now, I'm going to play this clip where he admits global governance, global government, and that this world government structure is being set up. And then he goes on, you can read the transcript, to say carbon tax is what's going to fund it. Just like 3 Sundays ago, in an article titled, "We Can Do It," Ban Ki-moon, Secretary General of the UN, he said word for word the same stuff. Here it is. No more denial. World government's real. They told you it didn't exist while they were building it. Now they're springing it on you. Here it is.
2009 is also the first year of global governance, with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet. Our mission, our presidency, is one of hope, supported by acts and by deeds.
Now, you can go watch hours of this stuff. And Gordon Brown admitting world. In fact, let's play Gordon Brown before we go to break. I don't know if we'll have time for Al Gore and Bill Clinton and George Sr., but here is Al Gore. We got Al Gore ready? Here is Al Gore. Gordon Brown. Go to Gordon Brown.
But it is the...
These are not just a single collection of actions. This is collective action, people working together at their best. I think a new world order is emerging, and with it the foundations of a new and progressive era of international cooperation.
Okay.
We have resolved that from today...
He says it 8 times in that little short speech. We're going to come back, play more of these, break down what the world government is. It isn't progressive. It's a group of private central banks regulating every facet of your life and taxing everything you do. And we're going to expose these would-be dictators who are trying to conquer our nation through corporate fraud on the other side. Hour 2 and your phone calls and a lot more. The New World Order's dead on arrival. It's coming down. We shall prevail. Stay with us. We're going to pop some champagne for the Republican America. 2 giant victories in the last 3 or 4 days. The House is going to pass the audit the Fed bill. They got 311 sponsors. It's gotten out of committee. The Feds tried to stop it, tried to gut it. They failed. Even bigger than that, Associated Press, you name it, reporting hacked emails from the UN and major universities faking all the climate data. They know it's all a fraud. This is really a death knell if we get the word out. They're trying to have the Copenhagen meeting in 3 weeks. They're trying to pass it in the House. It was passed the House and the Senate in the next 3 weeks. This is huge news, and I've got a lot of the crew in here. This is how big a crew we have up here at night. We've got Rob Dew here doing some filmmaking, also helping. Jason Burma's coming up at InfoWars on the Genesis and InfoWars Network right when I end, 2 minutes after this show ends, in about 12 minutes. We've got Ryan, we got David, we've got Craig Sadler out there running the show. This is so exciting. I'm going to take a few final calls, too. Phil, Scott, and Chris, and maybe some others if we have time, but be ready. We're not winning the war yet, but we're winning some major battles. And people need to learn the globalists are not Supermen. They're not invincible. They're not Supermen, but we're not weaklings either. All of us can do amazing things, and the globalists know you can do amazing things. That's why they're so scared of you. So with the PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, the AM and FM audience, the shortwave satellite, all our sponsors, everybody, I salute you, I love you, and I want to thank you. And this is for you. Here, we'll try this. Woo, right there, baby. Almost hit the camera there. I'm a good shot.